All right. Hello, hello. We are back. We're here to talk about Team Canada Side B. So, guess what? Team Canada, we made the Olympics. We have a good team. We've been practicing for a while. The Americans haven't. They just got back together. They have a darn good team. The Avengers are getting back together. Could be like the A team a little bit. However, they just started practicing recently. That to me was really interesting. Beyond and I were talking about it. Coach, I don't think you were there for this offline conversation. What are your thoughts about it, Coach? I'm going to start with you.
About the Americans practicing just now?
Yes. They just started.
Uh, yeah. In some cases, it's an American thing to do. It's like, oh, we don't have to worry about this. We'll just start practicing now for the Olympics because we have this, super team, stuff like that. Um, but look, they're still my favorites to probably win the Olympics. It's hard when you get
For
Steph
sure.
Curry and LeBron James and Embiid. I won't go into too many of the players, but I would love to see Canada get there, play them in the finals. It'd be fantastic, getting to the medal rounds at least. But I'm just looking forward to Olympic basketball. I love FIBA. I love Olympic basketball. I find that it's kind of what basketball, in my perspective, is. It's a bit more physical. It's ref differently. Just the style of play. It's really fun to watch.
I'm just happy to see actual like parity and competitiveness across the board. I mean, even the teams that were trying to get in are really good sides. Like when you're seeing Spain out there trying to fight to get in, like Spain's usually a team that usually see always in the knockout stage. So like to see that, it shows you the depth of where basketball is now. It's not fully like how it is for soccer, but it's moving in that direction where it's like, okay, every night in Olympic basketball, you're gonna have some really fascinating matchups. And I don't know if you want to get into it now, Kenyon, but like obviously now we have, well, I don't know, they're already calling our group the group of death. I don't think it's as scary as everyone thinks it is. I think it's gonna be a solid group. Um, but I think we'll be all right. I think we will win at least two of those three games. I think we can win all three, but I'm not, I mean, I know because you see on the top line, you see someone like Giannis is like, okay, obviously that plays to our weakness. That's gonna be a problem. So I'll be curious to see what defensive schemes Jordy plays on him. He pulled out the old Nick Nurse blend and is like, we got the wall up now, perhaps. But I gotta look through the Greek roster to see what else we can do when it comes to some of the role players. But I think overall we got enough depth there to get through these teams. But I'm looking forward to it. There's gonna be a lot of great matches across the board, man. A little sad the Bahamian team didn't make it, but hey, I do like how they played, and they had a really close game against Spain, and they're going to be a player moving forward, man.
Right, and the we do play the U.S. national team very soon. I will say this: we recently cut back our roster. We're at 15 guys at a so 13 of those 15 guys will make it. So every single week someone isn't going to make it. All 15 of those guys are going to be playing against Team USA, and then they're going to make the final cuts there. So that's really interesting going into the final stretch. Obviously we've kind of talked about who may or may not make it, so we won't focus too much on that. We are not in the aliens group, so that is nice. We're not in Wemby's group, but the Olympic group that we are in is getting very, very interesting. So you said the group of death, we have to face Giannis. Giannis is a big dude. Spain, it did make it over the Bahamian team, and I forget, and of course Slovenia as well. So Luka didn't make it. Giannis made it over Luka. Spain made it over the Bahamian team. Canada, of course, is in that group, and then Australia. So Australia, they're kind of an aging team, and they're kind of going through a transition. This is a good time to face that team. It's really Spain, who we did. We just have to be mindful of that team, is what I will say.
Yeah.
If you guys remember the World Cup, just got to be mindful. You have to take that opponent seriously. I think we'll have chances. The team that scares me the most in that group is Greece. I'm going to get coach in just a second. Group B is very interesting, though. France and Germany, and we just saw, some WWE action by our Raptors legend, Dennis Schroeder. Obviously, Brazil's in that as well, so we're going to see another Raptors legend, and Japan as well. But France and Germany, that is a tough Group B. Group C, I'm not sure if it's fully set yet, or I think did someone announce that Puerto Rico made it?
They did.
But okay, so they did. So it's U.S. has an easy group. Let's put it that way. They do have Serbia, so they do face Joker. However, outside of him, it's I think is it South Sudan.
Yeah.
Okay, that is they are a team that can cause some noise, but let's keep it real. Okay, let's be honest, people. Okay, I'm no offense. If you are offended, sorry. As I keep saying, skip past this part of the pod. It's Team USA. So they're gonna they have the easiest group in my opinion. I wish that they were in France's group or France and Germany. That would be more fun. I think it's our group, and that's a good question. Who has a harder group? Group A or Group B? So the one with France and Germany or us?
Our fourth group?
No,
It's just three.
just three.
I think it's
Tough
just
sledding.
our group. I think our group, there's a lot of parity in that group as well. I think we might have the deeper roster, but it's interesting because most times talent wins in an NBA game.
Yep.
I've noticed in FIBA and Olympic basketball, a lot of teams that are kind of well coached with good systems that work for Olympic and FIBA basketball put up a really darn good fight. I'll just put it that way. And some guys who play in the NBA look a hell of a lot better playing Olympic basketball. I can tell you the guy that our friend Mount of the North loves, Aldama for Spain, he's going to look pretty
Yep.
damn good come the Olympics. Hernan Gomez, who used to play in the NBA, no longer plays in the NBA. He's probably going to look pretty good. And Australia, look, Australia's been somewhat of a power host for many years now. I'm not talking like the Americans power host, but top 2 to 5 nations of the world for basketball. Australia is usually around that area. And they, Josh Giddey, Patty Mills, I know they have a bunch of other NBA players as well. That's going to be a tough matchup. And then, like Jan had said earlier with Greece, Giannis is going to be a problem from our perspective because we don't really have anyone who's going to match up with him defensively. That's why the Golden State can't see me what I'm doing right now to Golden State because I really would have loved to have Andrew Wiggins on this team to maybe give that one more defensive wing who you could put out there.
Would have been nice.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out how bad the front court situation is going to be real fast with Spain and Greece. We're going to find out because Spain's going to be physical as hell. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And Giannis plays only one way all the time. So buckle up, folks. We're going to find out real quickly, what the pains are of this front court really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be very dependent on our perimeter defense to basically shore up for any defensive limitations that we might have in the front court.
I do wonder if you're going to get a little bit of a Nick Nurse type of defense where you're going to have a lot more trapping in this case, especially against Greece.
You might have to.
Yeah.
Just
don't double Giannis out the 3-point line. Don't do that. That never works. Doesn't work even in grade 3 basketball. Don't do it.
You're like doubling Harden for half court now.
Or Embiid at the top of 3 or Kawhi Leonard at the top of 3. No, I saw that too much 2 years ago. No.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure. Next week, I think, is when they play the Americans. It will be fascinating to see kind of the front court rotation. Who gets that 3rd and 4th spot. I think Trey Lyles feels like he's on for one of those 2 spots.
Yeah.
And I guess the question is, who's that last man? And I don't know who it would be. We've talked about a few guys. It could be Edgem. Could be Kamingeli. Who is that 5th guy? I can't see.
2 people got released, and I can't see the names right off the jump.
Avenger got released earlier in the
O'Shea Brissett got released too.
Yeah.
Yes, but that was I think a week ago though, so I'm not sure who.
Or since then.
There was 2 that were released basically like today. That got us down to 15 because we weren't at 15 before. We were at like 17. So that's what I saw it, and then I can't see it anymore. So, you know,
when they got
yeah.
the last in scrub.
I don't think I remember seeing any Scrub Brother release from the roster.
You're gonna have to take Ken Birch. You need the physicality. You need a little bit of size. Not ideal, I get it, but you
Honestly,
need more front court help.
I'd rather go with the younger legs of Kabengele than getting Ken Birch at 30-something-year-old with bad knees. Like, I think
Well, maybe his knees are fixed.
that ship sailed.
I'm not even kidding, right? I mean, like maybe the knees are fixed.
Kabengele is a legit 6'10" dude. Like, he could jump out the gym. Like, I don't need another guy like Ken Birch who's like.
Is he 6? I thought he was like the same height as Ken Birch, but just more springier.
I think he's more like Tristan Thompson. Like, he's 6'10". Like,
Is he really?
Yeah, I think he's 6'10".
Okay, if he isn't, how do you feel then about Ken Birch? Say he's 6'8".
I still take the kid. No, he's not 6'8". I know that. He still take the kid over him.
Okay.
He's a physical player at this point. Ken Birch can't move. Like,
not great, but my honest thought is they might just lean into their guard stuff. That's what they might actually do.
Not yet, but another guard?
Well, I'm just thinking like in terms of who's left and stuff like that. You might lead into the guard/forward and just lean into the perimeter as much as you can.
The only way you can pull that off is, as coach said, if Wiggins is on the squad.
Right? Ideally, yeah, that would be perfect. But
right.
And that's what I was saying before. But you didn't even like it then. But I'm just saying that's what you have. You got to play the cards that you're dealt, man.
No, but I think you're playing a dangerous game with that because it's a different world with that. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna be playing? Like, we're gonna play like tetherball or badminton above the rim with us, just tapping it back and forth to each other over there. Like, come on,
Wemby and
yeah, this is not the NBA, folks. It's live ball on the rim. You gotta get some dudes that can jump and actually grab the rebound. Because you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna be if you pick another extra guard there. I can see it already. We're gonna be playing
Jalen Duren versus the Raptors getting 20 rebounds.
Exactly. The offensive possession after offensive possession against one team. And we'll be sitting here going like, where's the rebounding? I'm gonna be looking at you two as like, really? We got a guard sitting on the bench that never's gonna play. We can have a fourth big.
Which guard is not gonna play?
Whoever the extra guard you play in the pick.
Oh, fair enough.
Like, he's not playing. So get me another forward. Get me another guy who can get big with Lyles. And at least give myself a chance on the boards.
I agree. But he beat somebody.
Yeah. I think Kabengele is the dude right now, man. He's the springiest. He's the most physical guy left out there.
Okay, so Coach, who do you want?
I want to go over the spots first because the other day I had 10 on my team. That was not including Ken Birch or Kabengele. So I just want to know like who is there 13? I thought it was
there's
12.
13 total spots. Or you might be right, actually. It might be 12.
I thought it was 12 that they can take, but maybe I'm wrong on that.
We're not at 12 either way. We're not at 13 either way.
I'm just trying to think if they're benched. Nembhard, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dort, Lyles. I know I'm missing somebody there. Olynyk, let's just say, because I had Brooks starting on mine. So
Trey Bell Haynes was released.
Good.
Okay. So that leaves me 2 more spots.
So this is who you're down to. I'll tell you who you're down to. Ejim, Birch, Scrub, one of the Scrubs, and Kabengele.
If it was me, I'd go with Birch and Kabengele. Get as much front court big help you can get.
If you can take, to Coach's point, if you can take 2 guys and it's 13,
there's two spots left. So right now, these are the spots that are accounted for: SGA, Nembhard, Murray, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Brooks, Dort, RJ, Lyles. Depending on if you see RJ as a power forward, I think people are forcing that too hard, but sure. And then Kelly O versus Dwight Powell. they might actually start Dwight just because of
Yeah, I think they will.
yeah. I would actually, just based on this person's depth chart, I'm not going to say who it is, but but what I will say is I would put RJ on the bench.
You forget
And
Jamal Murray?
It's about to say I didn't hear Murray's name.
No, I said Murray. I said Murray and Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
Oh.
So I would put RJ on the bench and let him run the bench unit. But that's just me. But because you need some size, that's the problem. That's the main issue. It's not any like at the end of the day, this isn't about ego, people. This is about like we are trying to win a medal. We're a team that's good enough to win a medal. We should be winning a medal, even bronze, but we need a medal out of this. So yeah, based on who's left, you might actually be right. Camageli might get one of those spots, and then you're looking at another one. So say Camageli gets it, fine. Out of Edgem and Birch, are you still taking Edgem, or would you take Birch for the Statesman?
I would take Birch.
Me too.
Yeah.
If you're going to run up against, you might have to run up against France. You might have to run against Serbia. At
And
some
Birch
point,
played overseas at least as well this year. I mean, so did Edgem, but still, I think there's a veteran presence that having played in both leagues, Birch has at least.
yeah. And let's remember too in FIBA, Dylan Brooks was constantly in foul trouble. Dwight Powell constantly in foul trouble. I want to have enough guys on the bench that I can go to for bigs that I'm not going to get killed on the boards, and I'm not going to try to lose too much in rim protection.
Now, I could make the argument. It is a crazy argument, but I could make an argument. Depending on the situation, you could make an argument for Edgem instead of Birch.
Mm-hmm. You
Just
could.
the sense that you can have another body of a big wing if you're playing the Americans.
Right.
Yeah. Obviously, I am not saying that Edgem's going to be out there holding LeBron down. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying just an extra body, because right now, if you look at our team with Brissett cut and no Wiggins, we really don't have that big wing out there. Really, it's like Dylan Brooks holding down the fort, and he ain't really that big as people think he is. And and then you're looking at RJ. like that's the only reason I can make an argument for Edger. He's young too, and that's where I can see an argument, because really, with those guys being cut, it's like, okay, who's that big small forward / power forward, that 6'8", 6'9" guy that you can play against those type of players?
Yeah. And truthfully, Edgem is there every international tournament. And they might say, you know what? We could use another wing for sure. Come on board. Because he played really well. Was it against Spain? He played really well against Spain when they brought him on the floor, if I remember correctly, in FIBA. Because like you said, you need those athletic wings. And Lou Dort, it'll be good. But once again, he was in foul trouble a lot too last time. A lot of these guys were. You need some safety valves.
Yeah, he's too small.
Yes. And I mean, I know others were saying we need role players. We're at role player status, people. Like, these aren't stars, right? We're not talking about stars. We're literally talking about end of the bench guys. But it's important. It's really important. Like especially at the Olympics, your 1 through 12 is important. It's key. So yeah. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I am so looking forward to this. I mean, this is a great time if you're a hoops fan, man. I mean, we discussed in the previous
the WNBA, Summer League, it does not stop.
For the Olympics, there's so much good stuff going on right now. I mean, if you're into the
there's 3-on-3 qualifying for the Olympics as well.
Exactly, the big three's on now. There's so much hoops right now, and it's really a fun time. And this is supposed to be the downtime in some ways, but it's been great, man. I can't wait for the Olympics to kick in and starting with that Canada USA game. That's gonna be fast.
Absolutely, right before that, just to kick off Summer League. It'll be exciting.
I'm just saying, my man already said, man, he's the number one option, man.
I did see that. I did see Ant saying,
I love it.
we'll see how they fit around me. I like that. Listen, It is like Jordan, right? He comes in, there's a new sheriff in town.
Oh
I
my
like
God.
that. People talk about Mamba mentality. That's Mamba mentality.
Oh my gosh. I love that
He's
dude.
coming in to kill. And nothing else. Just for the sport of it too. So yeah, with that being said, if you watched both sides, great. If you didn't, that's okay. Uh, Hope you enjoyed Basketball Rewind. Like, comment, subscribe. If you really like this, leave a comment, subscribe, and a like. Anything else? Take care, peace, stay safe, enjoy the summer, people.